Hey, what is up you guys? Welcome to another awesome video for the most awesome fans ever. Now, today we don't talk about a Jedi or a Sith or anything like that. This time we discuss the main difference that we see between the clones and the Stormtroopers' armor. The main difference is that the clone troopers were exclusively clones and Stormtroopers by the end were exclusively human recruits. But we're not gonna focus on that today. We need to talk about the main reason Stormtroopers serving the Empire didn't have color on their armor. Basically, not at all. They were all plain white, and especially in the beginning. So here's the thing, to get things in perspective, many are gonna say, well, we got Death Troopers in Rogue One. But that's an anomaly. That all-black armor was just seen as a prototype. Some other areas we can point to for colors that were never seen in another setting except for protecting Krennic and just a tiny bit in Star Wars Rebels. But in general, this is what we see when we think of your run-of-the-mill Stormtrooper, right? Well, it's always that boring white. Nothing happening there. So how did it go from this to this? That's what we'll talk about today in more detail, and hopefully by the end we all learn something, of course. If you do, why not leave a thumbs up? As to colors specifically, that I think we have a pretty good answer to. There is a Stormtrooper in Twilight Company that discusses this in detail. He explains that regulations specify that a Stormtrooper is to remain helmeted in all interactions with the public, because a Stormtrooper's interactions with the public represent the interactions of the Empire itself with the public, meaning that the Stormtroopers are an extension, basically, of the Empire. If you can see the face of the person telling you to do or not to do something, then you naturally ascribe the command to that person. This means that a Stormtrooper's appearance is meant to help you ascribe the command to the Empire as a whole. That's how people were meant to view the Empire, a soulless white entity that does not have a face, and there are no individuals within it. That was the Empire's main goal, to undercut the pride area. You see, the more individualistic Stormtroopers look, the more it would undercut the goal of being faceless, of being just a supreme government overruling everything. I think this is very significant, by the way, in assessing the different roles that Stormtroopers and Clone Troopers were meant to play. Clone Troopers were first and foremost meant to fight battles, wars. They had different colors to them and different factions, and they were proudful and individualistic and everything that we humans like. But here comes the Empire. They immediately squashed the spirit of the core, represented by individual unit color schemes. And why did they do that? To specifically remove any individualistic ideas within the ranks. Stormtroopers were not brothers. Stormtroopers were not fighting for each other or for the people. They were there to protect the Empire. They were there to protect the Emperor. That was it. Stormtroopers basically represent the phrase, "Nothing to see here, folks, move along." That's it. At least that's how I view it. And we can go a step further, of course. Stormtroopers are not first and foremost meant to fight battles and wars like the clones were. They do fight in battles sometimes, we've seen that, but it isn't really their only objective. They don't serve as an army, they mostly serve as a police force. If we take this into account, since you didn't have wars and different platoons and different factions, they didn't have need for colors. They didn't have need for separation. The Stormtroopers were one and the same, a police force with a white plain uniform. A boring one at that. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments. Those were my thoughts. Hope you had fun hearing me ramble. If you enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up down below. Go subscribe and hit that bell to get notified the moment a new video is out. Have an awesome day, my Star Wars friends, and may the Force be with you always.